Alright guys, welcome back to another one. So today we're going to talk about something quite interesting that came out a couple of weeks ago that has sparked a bit of conversation within both the Final Fantasy VII and Kingdom Hearts community. Cody Christian, the official voice actor of Cloud for the remake trilogy, posted up on his Instagram a story saying that he's currently back in the studio, reunited with his bestie, a little sticker there of Cloud. Now, this tells us that clearly whatever Cody is working on as of right now has something to do with Final Fantasy VII. Now, the immediate assumption here is, okay, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, although that's kind of insane at the same time, only because Rebirth came out at the beginning of last year, and we know that Part 3 entered into development around about March, April of 2024, with full-scale development beginning towards the end of 2024. So, to think of a situation where Square Enix are currently already getting the voice actors to record their lines, though we do know that the bulk, if not all of the script of Part 3 has already been finalized. That's pretty crazy to think about, because generally, if we're looking at video game development, voice acting is one of the final phases of development that happens for the entire process. Now that is just generally speaking though. That's not to say that some devs out there don't record lines towards the earlier stages of development, so long as the script has already been finished. Now, as we all know, we've heard a lot about Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. Like a lot. Even before Rebirth came out, there was already information from Hamaguchi and the rest of the team talking about tidbits to do with Part 3. And then, of course, Rebirth came and went, and we heard even more about what Square Enix have in store for this final entry into the remake trilogy. At this stage, we've actually heard more about Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 then we have Kingdom Hearts 4. It's pretty crazy to think about. A game that has been officially unveiled with a piece of visual media has less information on it compared to a game that hasn't been officially unveiled. Now, my opinion towards the release of KH4 and Remake Part 3 has always been Kingdom Hearts 4 2026 and Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 2027. It seems that 2027 is the year that Square Enix intend to release Part 3. We know that development for Rebirth happened at an insane rate. Seriously, the team responsible for the 7 Remake project are probably the most efficient in amongst all teams under the Square Enix umbrella. They followed up with Rebirth, a substantially larger and much more ambitious game than Remake, just under 4 years. So looking at 2027, yeah, it's highly likely. But the panic that I've been seeing in amongst the Kingdom Hearts community is that there could be a situation of Remake Part 3 releasing before Kingdom Hearts 4, with some other potential project to fill in the gap of 2026. We currently know right now that Yoko Taro, the director of Nier, has been working on a brand new project for quite some time. It's very likely we could see that being a big Square Enix release for 2026. So now, through the Cody Christian post and everything we know about Remake Part 3 currently, through the various interviews we've received, I see a lot of people talking about how Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be a 2028 release. So a couple of things to understand about this. Number one, Kingdom Hearts is a series that is owned by Disney and developed by Square Enix. When it comes to PR, marketing, talking about this franchise, all of that needs to be cleared by Disney. Kingdom Hearts isn't a franchise that Square Enix can just freely talk about. Versus any of Square Enix's other games, namely Final Fantasy in this situation, they're free to do and say what they want about that franchise. So Square absolutely have to be a little bit more careful about how they approach talking about Kingdom Hearts. This is probably why we're in a situation that we already have more information on FF7 Part 3 right now than we do Kingdom Hearts 4. The other thing though too is, just because Cody Christian is in the studio, clearly recording lines for something to do with Cloud, it doesn't automatically mean that it is to do with Part 3. Now look, I want Part 3 as soon as humanly possible, because I genuinely mean this. I think that Rebirth is one of the greatest video games that Square Enix have ever released, up there with Kingdom Hearts 2, other Kingdom Hearts games I really enjoy. It is part of their upper echelon of incredible video games. But I think it would be huge mismanagement if it was a situation where we receive Part 3 before Kingdom Hearts 4. Now, I think logically, it totally makes sense that Square Enix would focus more so on Final Fantasy than they would Kingdom Hearts. Why? Well, Final Fantasy prints more money, baby. But you have to think that getting an entire AAA trilogy between the time of Kingdom Hearts 3 releasing and the eventual release of Kingdom Hearts 4, that is not great management of your franchises. One thought that I've had is, what if Cody is in the studio recording lines for Kingdom Hearts? We so desperately want Cloud and Sephiroth to return for a Kingdom Hearts title, and we're hoping it happens with Kingdom Hearts 4. We want some kind of a proper conclusion to their story that was presented to us in Kingdom Hearts 2. We don't know what happened to these two guys after the Sephiroth fight. And with the way that Kingdom Hearts 4 is working from a narrative perspective, there's a lot that Square Enix could do with both of these characters, integrating a mini story of sorts where they somehow ended up in Quadratum. But Square Enix and Tetsuya Nomura were also very aware of how much people missed the absence of Final Fantasy characters within Kingdom Hearts 3. I believe that the inclusion of Leon, Yuffie, Aerith in Kingdom Hearts 3's DLC Limit Cut was a direct response to the feedback given to Square Enix about the lack of Final Fantasy characters. So I do think that Final Fantasy integration will be more of a priority, maybe not as much as it once used to be within the franchise, but more of a priority than it was in Kingdom Hearts 3. And as much as, yes, I would want Steve Burton to be the voice of Cloud for Kingdom Hearts going forward, if Square Enix want to bring Cloud back, just because Steve Burton is the OG voice actor of Cloud. He's also done all of Cloud's work throughout Kingdom Hearts as well. It kind of seems as if Cody Christian is the new era voice actor of this character. The other theory here is that it's just unrelated to both Final Fantasy VII Part 3 and Kingdom Hearts 4 as well. It could just be a totally different Final Fantasy project. Hell, maybe a new Dissidia. This is very, very early days for the development cycle of FF7 Part 3, and to potentially already see voice actors in the studio recording lines, I kind of don't think so. But who knows? Stranger things have happened. I do think that out of the two games here, though, the one that should be in the process of currently recording voice lines should be Kingdom Hearts 4, and not Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. From a development point of view, it would make more sense for KH4 to be in this position, and absolutely not Part 3. While we're here, we may as well talk about the big month of June. We're not too far away. Summer Games Fest is literally only around the corner, and I know a lot of people in the Kingdom Hearts community right now are getting quite itchy, quite curious to know if this is going to be the make or break for Square Enix to finally give us an update on the game, given that we're now beyond 3 years. I do have a good feeling, only because I feel like it is time. It's 100% time. The only thing that makes me think otherwise is we do need to receive Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, or at least a big substantial update on what's going on with Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, which I've also had a feeling that perhaps maybe this month we might finally get an update on that game, given that 1 year ago the last beta for Missing Link had taken place. So it kind of seems like it's finally time. All right, you announced the delay, there's been nothing else going on for Missing Link, we're 1 year forward now, you should probably give us an update. But picturing us finally getting a Missing Link update towards the end of this month, and then getting a Kingdom Hearts 4 re-reveal trailer Summer Games Fest next month. In that trailer displaying 2026, and then the full promotional cycle for Kingdom Hearts 4 then begins somewhere early to mid 2026 with an end of the year release. That right there for me is the perfect timeline. But it's a matter of if that perfect timeline will happen. It was recently announced that Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed until May of 2026. This means that most video game developers and publishers will absolutely not be releasing any games around that month. But I could totally see an end of the year release for Kingdom Hearts 4. It's incredibly important for people to know that by January of next year, Kingdom Hearts 4 will have been in development for almost 6 years. I believe that Kingdom Hearts 4 has potential to be like one of the best Kingdom Hearts entries, if done right, just taking in all of the feedback from Kingdom Hearts 3 and what people so desperately wanted in Kingdom Hearts 3. So I'm always saying, you know, let Square Enix cook, but at the same time too, I look at the development period, the current development period, and I'm like, that is a long-ass time for a Kingdom Hearts game, especially with the absence as well, with no actual updates on what's happening with the development of the game itself. You're not trying to make Grand Theft Auto 6. This isn't meant to be some big name Final Fantasy as much as Kingdom Hearts is a big name brand for Square Enix. It's not as Goliath as something like Final Fantasy, so it's like, you really are taking your time with this title, but I really do think that by 2026, they've spent more than enough time on that title where it's like, okay, it's kind of time to release this thing. Any longer than 2026, and I will genuinely be worried about the development of this game. I know a lot of people now are saying like 2028, 2027. I mean, if we look at 2027, it's the 25th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts. Would be a kind of cool year to drop Kingdom Hearts 4 in commemoration of the 25th anniversary. But at that stage, we'll be pushing 7 years, and yeah, okay, Kingdom Hearts meme, haha, funny, that's the number, but like 7 years of development. No, something needs to change if that's the case. That is botched. So yeah, just some food for thought. It's going to be really interesting to see if we finally do receive an update on Kingdom Hearts 4 come next month. The only other place that I would put my money on for receiving an update this year would be the Game Awards. But we'll just have to wait and see. I believe right now, it's time. However, guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Be sure to slap that like button. It helps me out more than you know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, a big thank you to my wonderful patrons. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and we'll talk again real soon.